Yo, what's up, guys? So NFL Week 6 lines are posted, and there are some line discrepancies. So in the 49ers versus Cardinals game, since that market opened on Pinnacle, one of the sharpest offshore bookmakers, the line has just been ripping and ripping towards the Cardinals. Obviously, in Week 5, the Cardinals looked really good against the Rams, and the 49ers continued to look really bad against the Seahawks. So you can see there's clearly some value on minus 205 on Fanduel for the Cardinals. The best odds you can get aside from minus 205 are minus 220 on Sugar House or Twin Spires. So lines have been ripping towards the Cardinals, but Fanduel looks a little stale at minus 205, so you can still grab it. So we'll try to place this bet before the line moves. I'm limited on Fanduel. Fanduel is one of the many sportsbooks that refuses to take action from me anymore. So they're only going to give me 204.9. So I'll place that bet, 204.9. I'll add it to my bet tracker. So to add a bet to your bet tracker, the best odds are highlighted in yellow. You just click on a bet, 204.9. I'll add it to my bet tracker. The OddsJam bet tracker is free. It's really useful because it allows you to track your profit and loss, as well as, your CLV versus sportsbooks, see your CLV percentage, how much you're winning, how much you're losing. And this minus 205 is clearly a good bet, right? Like you can see Pinnacle has this market minus 235 plus 207. They opened around minus 200 on the Cardinals, and they've clearly just been taking a ton of Cardinals action, as now they're all the way up to minus 235 and then plus 207 for the 49ers. So there's an arbitrage opportunity, right, between both FoxBet, which has plus 210 on the 49ers, and also Pinnacle, which has plus 207. So as a sharp sports bettor, arbitrage is super useful because it's really, whenever arbitrage exists, in other words, you can literally place a bet on two sportsbooks and earn a risk-free profit. You know that there has to be a profitable betting opportunity. There's no such thing as free money in sports betting. So we're able to get minus 205 on the Cardinals, which is clearly a pretty good bet. So we can scan around, see if there's any other interesting opportunities. So here's another one that looks pretty good, pretty interesting. You can get plus 106 on Carlos Felipe on Fanduel in this UFC fight. It's an ARB to 5 dimes. 5 dimes is a pretty sharp offshore sportsbook. So what we can do, so we place one bet, 204.9 on Cardinals Moneyline. So 204.9 or Cardinals Moneyline. So I'll add this bet to my bet tracker just before I forget. So Cardinals minus 205, and then the Pinnacle 0 vig line. So we'll do that in a second. First, we'll place this bet before the line moves. So we want to place Carlos Felipe plus 106 in UFC. So as a sharp sports bettor, you're always trying to get an indication of, okay, what should the odds be? What is fair? And then if you're getting better odds than the fair odds, you want to place that bet. So Fanduel, 5 dimes are two pretty sharp offshore sports books. So here we see Carlos Felipe plus 106 on Fanduel. Every other sportsbook, plus 100, minus 105 on Caesars, minus 115 on 5 dimes. So this guy's now favored on 5 dimes. So what I can actually do is I can go to Pinnacle. I can see what they have on this specific market if they posted it, because it doesn't look like OddsJam is reading in the Pinnacle market yet. So maybe they just posted it yet. So I can search this guy, Carlos Felipe. Again, the reason we check Pinnacle is this is the sharpest offshore sportsbook. So it's a good sense of what the market should be. So you can see Pinnacle has Carlos Felipe favored as well. They have him minus 109 odds, right? And we're able to get him plus 106 on Fanduel. So that's clearly a pretty good betting opportunity. So this is another bet we want action on. So they're going to give me 235.85. So we found another line discrepancy, this plus 106 on Carlos Felipe. It's an ARB to Pinnacle, which has minus 105 on Arlovsky. So whenever you can get an ARB to Pinnacle, that is straight gold as a sports bettor, because it's a profitable bet. So we bet this 235.85 on Carlos Felipe. So we'll go here, and then kind of a random assortment of sports. We got UFC, and then we also have NFL. So what we're going to do now is we're going to get the 0 vig line from Pinnacle. So Pinnacle has him favored, and we're getting him plus money, which is clearly pretty good. Pinnacle's the sharpest sportsbook in the world. So Pinnacle has Felipe minus 109, minus 105. So we'll go to the no vig odds calculator, minus 109, minus 105. And we'll remove the juice from Pinnacle's market. So minus 101.82 is his fair odds, and our win percentage is 50.45%. So this is going to be a pretty close fight, it at least looks like. But we should be winning our bet 50.45% of the time, according to Pinnacle, the sharpest sportsbook in the world. Once you remove the juice from Pinnacle, you get the fair odds, right? So Pinnacle, their market, minus 109 Felipe, minus 105 Arlovsky, which you can see right here, is implying that Felipe should be minus 101.82. That is the fair price for Carlos Felipe. And we're able to get him plus 106, which is obviously better than minus 101.82, which is our estimate of the fair price for Carlos Felipe. So minus 1.82, our win percentage is 50.5%. And how much did we bet? We were able to bet 235.85. So we bet 235.85. Our guy's going to win the fight 50.45% of the time. The rest of the time he's going to lose, right? So we are getting plus 106. We're beating the 0 vig, 0 juice line from Pinnacle, which is minus 101.82. We have our win percentage, our loss percentage. So we're betting 235.85 at plus 106 odds. So of course I was limited on Fanduel. Of course they don't take my action anymore. But our profit if we win, because we're betting at plus 106 odds is just 235.85 times 1.06. So 250.0001. And then we can go to the Cardinals bet really quickly. So we'll go back to the arbitrage page. Maybe there will be a new opportunity we can bet on as well. So what we can see is we bet this. So we can add this to our bet tracker. 235.85, track our profit and loss in CLV. Scroll through. So we bet Cardinals money line as well. So I'll go to my bets, and we can see now I have Cardinals. I got 204.9. So we'll go back to the bet tracker. We'll track this bet, and we'll track 204.9. Pinnacle's market minus 235 plus 207. So the Cardinals, it's steaming towards the Cardinals on the sharp offshore bucks. They're clearly taking money on the Cardinals. So we'll go to the no vig odds calculator. Pinnacle had minus 235 on the Cardinals, plus 207 on the 49ers. So the fair price for the Cardinals, according to Pinnacle, the sharpest sportsbook in the world, is minus 215.36 once you remove the juice. So in other words, if you take a midpoint of this market, you get minus 215.36. That's the fair price from Pinnacle, which implies a win percentage of 68.29%. So 0.6829, our loss percentage is just, 1 minus our win percentage, and minus 215 was the fair price. Again, why do we like this bet? So we got minus 205 odds. The fair price is minus 215. And again, this minus 205 was an ARB to Pinnacle, the sharpest sportsbook in the world. And whenever you're getting an ARB to Pinnacle, that's a mathematically profitable betting opportunity. So we bet 204.9 at minus 205 odds. So our profit if we win is 204.9 times, 100 over 205. So that's just staking $204.90 at minus 205 odds. That gets you a profit if you win, if the Cardinals win this game, of 99.95%. So then what we can do is we can back out the expected value of both our bets. So that's just going to be our win percentage, right? According to Pinnacle, once you remove the juice of the sharpest sportsbook in the world, remove the juice, the fair win percentage of the Cardinals is 68.29% in NFL Week 6. So we should be winning this bet 68.29% of the time. When we win this bet, we win $99.95 in profit, $99.95. The rest of the time, our loss percentage, 31.71% of the time, we lose our stake, 204.9. right? So the expected value of this bet is 328. It's a mathematically profitable bet. And then we can see this Carlos Felipe bet is even more profitable, right? And it's just the same thing. 50, according to Pinnacle, the sharpest sportsbook out there, who has this minus 109, Felipe, and we're getting him plus 106 on Fanduel. We should be winning this bet. Once you remove the juice, you get fair odds, minus 101.82. Our win percentage is 50.45%. We should be winning this bet. So we should be winning 250 in profit 50.45% of the time. So 50.45% of the time, we're winning 250.01. So that's the cells right here. C3 times F3 right here. So C3 times F3. 50.45% of the time, we're winning 250 bucks. The other 49.55% of the time, we're losing our stake when Arlovsky wins and Felipe loses of 235.85. So, we just made an expected profit, 328 on the Cardinals money line bet and 926 on the bet that was obviously better, Carlos Felipe money line in UFC. And really, that's what you're doing as a sharp sports bettor, right? You are hunting around on the arbitrage page, the middles page, the positive expected value page, and you are looking for profitable betting opportunities. You're looking for line discrepancies where the odds line up in your favor. Whenever arbitrage exists in sports betting, like this here with the 49ers Cardinals game, there has to be a profitable bet, right? There has to be a profitable betting opportunity. And that kind of is the power of OddsJam. Like, you can see it right here too. Over 49.5 points, minus 110 in the Cowboys game. Pinnacle has it minus 126. This is an arb to Pinnacle. That would be a mathematically profitable bet if we had MGM available to us. So we got two good bets down. 5 times pretty sharp offshore sportsbook. Plus 106 is an arb to it. That's a bet we want to be on. And then this is obviously a bet we want to be on. It's an arb to Fox bet. It's an arb to Pinnacle. And if we just click in on this game, like minus 205 odds, clearly pretty good. DraftKings has it minus 250, Caesars minus 230, Betfred minus 235. There clearly appears to be some value on the minus 205. So I hope you found this video helpful. Again, just really talking about profitable betting opportunities. If you have more questions about OddsJam, about the OddsJam odds API, to use OddsJam in your sports betting business, about the OddsJam bet tracker, any of the calculators on OddsJam, any of the betting tools, arbitrage, positive expected value betting, or even just about what sports books that you should be signing up for in your location, you can reach out to us. And we'll be happy to answer it. So thank you so much for your time and have a wonderful rest of your day and make some money sports betting. See ya.